Welcome, beautiful soul. I am so glad you are here today. Take a breath with me right now. Just one slow, deep breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth, because what we are about to explore together, it is not just information. It is medicine. It is a transmission. And wherever you are right now, whether you're driving, walking, lying on your floor, staring at the ceiling, wondering how you got here, I want you to know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You were guided here. Something in you, something deeper than your conscious mind, brought you to this moment, and I do not take that lightly. My name is not important. What is important is that I have walked this path. I have counseled thousands of souls through the most painful, confusing, and ultimately transformative experience a human heart can undergo. And today we're going to talk about something that so many of you are living through right now in this very season of your life. We are going to talk about twin flame separation. I want to start by just acknowledging you, because if you are in separation right now, if you are carrying that particular kind of ache that no one around you quite understands, I see you. The nights where you reach for your phone and stop yourself. The mornings where you wake up and for just 1 second you forget. And then it all comes rushing back. The dreams, the way certain songs feel like they were written specifically about the two of you. The inexplicable pull towards someone who, on the surface, has walked away. That is not ordinary heartbreak. And somewhere inside you, you already know that. That is why you searched. That is why you listened. That is why you are here. So let us go deep together today. Let us not scratch the surface. Let us go all the way in, because that is the only way through. We are in a very particular moment in collective consciousness right now. March of 2026. We are deep in the Pluto in Aquarius era, which began in earnest in 2024 and will shape humanity's evolution for the next 20 years. And what Pluto does, what Pluto has always done, is break down what is false so that what is real can emerge. Pluto destroys the shell so the seed can finally grow. And for twin flames specifically, this energy is amplifying everything. The separations are more intense. The reunions are more profound. The inner work is more urgent. And the calling to wake up to who you truly are, has never been louder. So if your separation feels more intense than anything you have ever experienced, that is not a sign that something is wrong. That is a sign that something very, very right is happening. Let us begin. I want to talk first about what separation actually is, because I think most people have it fundamentally backwards. And this misunderstanding, this one core misunderstanding, is the source of so much unnecessary suffering. When we are in separation from our twin flame, the first thing the ego does is construct a story. The story goes something like this. Something went wrong. They left. I'm rejected. I am not enough. This is a punishment. This is failure. And the ego looks for evidence to support this story, and it finds plenty of it. The silence, the distance, the way they seem to be living their life just fine without you. The ego builds its case, and then it sentences you to suffering. But here is what I need you to understand, and I need you to really let this land. Twin flame separation is not what it looks like from the ego's perspective. It is not abandonment. It is not rejection. It is not failure. Twin flame separation is a sacred recalibration. It is the universe pressing pause on the physical connection so that the energetic, spiritual, and emotional work that must happen can happen. Think of it this way. Imagine two tuning forks. When they are in proximity to each other, they vibrate together. They create resonance. But if the resonance is not yet harmonious, if one or both of them are vibrating at a frequency that is distorted by unhealed wounds, unresolved trauma, unconscious patterns, then being in proximity actually amplifies the dissonance. And the universe is merciful. The universe steps in and creates space, not to punish, not to end, but to allow each tuning fork to find its own true note, so that when they come together again, the resonance is real. It is sustainable. It is built on something solid. That is what separation is. That is the truth underneath the pain. Now let me address some myths, because in the twin flame community, there is a lot of beautiful truth, and there is also a lot of distortion. And if we are going to walk this path with integrity, we have to be willing to call out what is not serving us. Myth number 1. Separation means they are not your twin flame. This is perhaps the most damaging myth in the community. The truth is, separation is often the confirmation that someone is your twin flame, not the negation of it. A karmic relationship might just end. A soulmate connection might dissolve when the lessons are complete. But a twin flame separation has a particular quality to it. It lingers, it evolves, it teaches, it refuses to be filed away and forgotten. If anything, the more time passes, the more you feel the connection, not less. That is not delusion. That is the soul recognizing itself across time and space. Myth number 2, if you just do enough inner work, separation will end on your timeline. I love the inner work conversation, and we will get deep into it today. But I want to gently challenge the idea that your healing is a vending machine. That if you put in enough meditations, enough journaling, enough shadow work, the universe will dispense your reunion on your schedule. The truth is that twin flame reunion operates on divine timing, not human timing. And the inner work is not a means to an end. The inner work is the end. The healing is the destination, not just the vehicle. Myth number 3, the runner is the less spiritual or less evolved one. This one I feel very strongly about. The runner dynamic is not about spiritual capacity. It is about fear. And fear does not discriminate between the evolved and the unevolving. Often the runner is actually intensely aware of the depth of the connection, and that awareness is terrifying because it demands total surrender, total vulnerability, total dismantling of every wall they have built. Running is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of a soul that has not yet found the safety within itself to be fully seen. Now let us talk about the energy of 2026 specifically, because context matters. We are not having this conversation in a vacuum. We are having it at a very particular moment in the evolution of human consciousness. Pluto moved into Aquarius, and with it, the old structures began to crack. The old paradigms of relationship, the transactional, the codependent, the performative, those are crumbling. Aquarius rules liberation, authenticity, and the collective. And Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, is applying its transformative pressure to everything Aquarian. What this means for twin flames is profound. The universe is no longer willing to let us play small in our relationships. The old version of love, the one built on need, on filling emptiness, on being defined by another person, that version is being composted. And from that compost, something new is trying to grow. A version of love that is free. That is whole meeting whole. That is two flames burning independently and choosing every single day to burn together. This is the new Earth template for partnership, and twin flames are at the forefront of anchoring this new template. Your separation, your pain, your healing. It is not just personal, it is part of something much larger. You are literally helping to rewrite the code of love for humanity. Feel that for a moment. Feel the weight and the beauty of that. So let us go deeper now. Let us talk about why separation happens. Not just the spiritual theory of it, but the specific mechanisms. Because I find that when we understand the why, truly understand it, something in us relaxes. The resistance softens, and that softening is itself a form of healing. The first reason twin flames separate is divine timing, and I want to be very careful with this phrase because it can be used as a spiritual bypass, as a way of not taking responsibility for our own growth. Divine timing is real, but it is not passive. It is not an excuse to sit and wait and do nothing. Divine timing is the universe's intelligence operating through the circumstances of your lives, through your readiness, individually and together, through the completion of certain experiences that must happen before the reunion can be sustained. Here is an analogy I love. You cannot plant a seed in frozen ground. You can have the most perfect seed in the world, heirloom, rare, full of potential. But if you plant it in winter, it will not grow. You have to wait for the ground to thaw. You have to prepare the soil. And then, when the conditions are right, when the timing is aligned, that seed does not just grow. It explodes into its fullest expression. Twin flames are that seed. And separation is the period of preparing the ground. The second reason separation happens is soul contracts. This is a concept that many people intellectually accept but emotionally resist. Before this lifetime, before you took on this body and this name and this life story, your soul made agreements. And some of those agreements are about what must be learned, what wounds must be healed, what gifts must be developed before the fullness of union can be held. For twin flames, there are often very specific soul contracts around what each person must accomplish in their individual journey, not because the universe is cruel, but because the mission of twin flames together is too important to be undertaken prematurely. The flame burns hotter when both wicks are properly prepared. And here is what I want you to really sit with. Your twin flame soul chose this too. Before this life, at the soul level, they agreed to this timing. They agreed to this separation. And somewhere in the depths of their being, even if their conscious mind is running, even if they are in complete denial about the connection, their soul knows exactly what this is. The third reason, and this is the one I want to spend the most time on because it is the most potent. The separation happens because of mirror wound activation. This is the heart of the twin flame dynamic. Your twin flame is a mirror, not a gentle, flattering reflection, a ruthlessly accurate one. They show you exactly who you are. They illuminate your gifts and your light with breathtaking clarity. And they also, inevitably, unavoidably, reflect your wounds back to you with the same precision. The mirror wound is the core wound at the center of your soul's journey in this lifetime. For some of you, it is the wound of unworthiness, the deep-seated belief that you are not enough, that you must earn love, that you are fundamentally deficient in some way. For others, it is the wound of abandonment, the terror of being left, of being alone, of love being taken away. For others still, it is the wound of rejection, of visibility, of not being safe to be fully seen. Whatever your core wound is, your twin flame will activate it, not because they are cruel, not even because they intend to, but because that is the very nature of the twin flame mirror. The connection is so deep, so pure, so unshielded, that nothing can hide in its presence. The wound comes to the surface. And what do we do when a wound is activated? When we are not yet equipped to hold it, to examine it, to move through it? We run, or we chase, or we rage, or we collapse. These are not character flaws. They are survival responses. They are the ego's attempt to protect a heart that does not yet feel safe enough to be broken open. Here's the profound truth, though. The wound is not activated by the twin flame so that you can suffer. It is activated so that you can finally see it, so that you can finally address it. Separation creates the space for that healing to happen without the overwhelm of the connection's intensity, without the electricity of their presence short-circuiting your capacity to do the work. I want to talk about what that wound healing actually looks like, and we will get into the practical tools shortly. But first, let us walk through the stages of separation, because knowing where you are in the journey, understanding that there is a map, can make all the difference between despair and faith. The first stage is what most people experience at the beginning of separation, and that is shock and disorientation. There's a period right after separation where the mind simply cannot compute what has happened. The connection was so real, it was so palpable, the chemistry, the recognition, the sense of familiarity that defied logic, and then absence. The body goes into something very similar to withdrawal, and that is not poetic language. Research on attachment and heartbreak shows that the brain processes social pain and physical pain in identical regions. Twin flame separation is not just an emotional experience, it is a whole body experience. In this first stage, be compassionate with yourself. You are not crazy, you're not weak. You are healing from something that your nervous system registered as profound. The second stage is the runner and chaser dynamic. This is the stage that most people are familiar with, and it is the stage that causes the most suffering when it is not understood correctly. One twin, typically but not always, becomes the chaser. They pursue the connection, they reach out, they try to fix, to explain, to reason, to love more loudly. And the other twin, the runner, withdraws, creates distance, sometimes completely disappears. Here is what is happening energetically in this dynamic. The chaser is in fear. The fear of loss, the fear of abandonment, the fear that if they stop reaching, the connection will dissolve. And so they reach and they reach and they reach from a place of scarcity, from a place of need. And the universe, in its intelligence, cannot honor that energy because union cannot be built on desperation. And the runner is also in fear. The fear of being seen, the fear of surrender, the fear of a love so total that it threatens the carefully constructed identity they have built. The runner runs from their own depth. They run from their own light, because to accept the connection fully is to accept a level of love and responsibility and transformation that the ego cannot yet hold. The highest medicine for the chaser is this: stop. Not because you do not love them, not because you are giving up, but because the most loving thing you can do for a twin flame who is running is to stop chasing, to signal through your behavior and your energy that you are whole without them, that you are not desperate, that you trust the connection enough to give it room to breathe. And for the runner, whether they ever listen to something like this or not, the medicine is the same: to stop running, to turn inward, to face what the connection is showing them, because they can run to the ends of the earth, and the twin flame connection will be right there with them, you cannot outrun your own soul. The third stage is the dark night of the soul. And this is the most intense, the most challenging, and ultimately the most important stage of the twin flame separation journey. The dark night is not depression, though it can look like it. It is not a mental health crisis, though it may require support. The dark night of the soul is a spiritual initiation. It is the moment when everything you thought you were, everything you built your identity on, is brought into question. In the dark night, the ego structure begins to dissolve, and that is terrifying because the ego does not go quietly. It fights, it catastrophizes. It tells you that this pain means something has gone irrevocably wrong, that you are broken, that there is no light at the end of this. But the dark night is actually the dawn wearing a disguise. In the dark night, Kundalini energy very often activates or intensifies. The Kundalini is the life force energy, the serpent fire that lies coiled at the base of the spine. In a twin flame journey, the intense energy of the connection can awaken this force. And as it rises through the chakras, through the energy centers of the body, it illuminates every blockage, every suppressed emotion, every unresolved wound. It burns through what is not real, so that what is real can be known. This is why the dark night can include such intense symptoms, physical symptoms, emotional releases, spiritual experiences that defy ordinary explanation. You're being restructured at a cellular level. You're being prepared for something your old self could not have carried. The fourth stage is acceptance and surrender. And I want to be very precise about what surrender means, because it is deeply misunderstood. Surrender does not mean giving up on the connection. It does not mean deciding that reunion will never happen. It does not mean settling for a life without your twin flame. Surrender means releasing the how and the when. It means trusting that the intelligence that brought you together is also the intelligence guiding the reunion. It means shifting your grip from clenched fist to open hand, holding the connection, but lightly, with faith rather than force. Surrender is actually the most powerful move available to you, because the moment you stop trying to control the outcome, the moment you shift your focus from "when will this end" to "what is this asking me to become?" the energy shifts, your frequency rises, and a higher frequency is what magnetizes reunion. The fifth stage, and this is the one people often do not know exists, is the embodiment stage. This is where the twin flame journey becomes not just about love, but about purpose. The embodied twin flame understands that this connection is not just about two people. It is a gateway. It is a catalyst for a larger mission. And in the embodiment stage, you stop waiting for reunion to begin living. You begin living your purpose now. You begin showing up as the fullest, most radiant, most aligned version of yourself. Not as a strategy to attract your twin flame back, but because that is who you came here to be. And this is often, not always, but often, when reunion becomes possible. Because the version of you that has done this work, that has moved through the dark night, that has surrendered and embodied their purpose, that is the version your twin flame's soul can finally meet. So let us talk about what to do right now, in this moment, in this season of your life. Because while the spiritual understanding is essential, you also need practical tools. You need things to do with your body, your mind, your energy, and your heart on the days when the separation feels unbearable. The first and most fundamental practice is what I call returning to self. This is the practice of deliberately shifting your energetic focus from your twin flame back to you. And I do not mean this in a cold or disconnected way. I mean it in the deepest possible sense. Your twin flame journey is, at its core, a love story with yourself. The universe sent you this person not to complete you, but to reveal you, to show you how magnificent you already are, to strip away every false belief you held about your own unworthiness. So what does returning to self look like? It looks like asking yourself every day, who am I without this connection defining me? What do I love? What lights me up? What have I been postponing because I was waiting for my twin to share it with me? And then doing those things, alone, joyfully, unapologetically. The second practice is shadow work. And I want to be honest with you about shadow work. It is not always pretty. It is not a weekend journaling retreat that makes everything feel light and resolved. Real shadow work is uncomfortable. It requires you to look at the parts of yourself you would rather not see, the jealousy, the manipulation, the neediness, the rage, the ways you abandon yourself to please others, the ways you blame the outside world for what is happening inside you. But here is the profound gift of shadow work. Every aspect of yourself that you are willing to see and embrace. Every shadow that you integrate, that is energy, that is no longer driving your unconscious behavior. That is a wound that has been closed rather than reopened. That is a version of you that is more whole, more free, more capable of the kind of love that your twin flame reunion requires. A simple shadow work practice for right now. Take a piece of paper and write at the top, what I cannot stand about my twin flame's behavior is, and then write without filtering. Write everything, the running, the silence, the avoidance, the mixed signals, whatever it is, and then gently, compassionately, ask yourself, where in my life have I done this? Where in my past have I been the one who ran, who went silent, who was afraid? Where have I created distance when love got too real? This is not about self-blame. This is about recognition, because the things that trigger us most in our twin flame, they are almost always mirrors of something within us. And when we can see that, really see it, the charge softens, the story shifts, and healing becomes possible. The third practice is energetic hygiene. In 2026, with the Pluto in Aquarius energy creating such accelerated evolution, the energetic field is more active than ever. Twin flames are particularly sensitive to this because the cord between them is always active, always communicating, always transmitting. And if you are not maintaining your own energy field, you can absorb your twin's energy, their fear, their confusion, their running, and mistake it for your own feelings. So daily energetic hygiene is not optional. It is essential. This includes regular movement of the body, because the body is where energy gets stuck. Walking, dancing, yoga, shaking, whatever feels good to you. It includes conscious breath work. Even just 5 minutes of deep intentional breathing can shift your energetic state more dramatically than an hour of thinking. It includes spending time in nature, where the Earth's frequency is stabilizing and grounding. And it includes deliberately choosing every single day what you allow into your energetic field, what you consume, what you watch, who you spend time with. You are a tuning fork, and you will match the frequency of whatever you are around most consistently. The fourth practice is the 5D communication practice. This one is subtle and profound. In the 5D, in the dimension of soul, of pure energy, of consciousness beyond the physical, you and your twin flame are never separated. The physical separation is a 3D phenomenon, but at the soul level, the connection is constant, and you can choose to communicate from that level. This is not about sending texts or making contact in the physical world. It is about closing your eyes, dropping into your heart, and speaking to your twin soul, telling them what you need to say, expressing your love without agenda, releasing them with compassion, forgiving them, forgiving yourself. This practice is not about manifesting a response or creating a specific outcome. It is about maintaining the integrity of the connection at the soul level, regardless of what is happening in the physical. Many twin flames report that after doing this practice, something shifts, not always in the external circumstances immediately, but internally. There is a peace that settles, a knowing, a sense that the communication was received at some level, even without any outer evidence. The fifth practice, and this one is essential for 2026 specifically, is living your purpose with full commitment. We are in an era that is demanding authenticity. The Aquarian energy will not allow you to continue postponing your gift, your mission, your unique contribution to the collective. And for twin flames, your individual purpose is deeply connected to your shared mission. When you are fully living your purpose, fully activated in your gifts, you become a beacon. You raise your vibration to the frequency of reunion, not by trying to attract your twin flame, but by being so fully yourself that the attraction is a natural consequence. So ask yourself today, what have I been afraid to do? What have I been waiting for permission to begin? What gift have I been holding back? And then begin it today. Not when you feel ready, not when the separation is over. Now, let us talk about the signs that reunion energy is approaching, because I know many of you are desperate for this information, and I want to give it to you honestly, without false hope and without unnecessary skepticism. The first sign is a profound shift in how you feel about the separation itself. When reunion is energetically near, not always physically imminent, but energetically near, there is often a period where the pain softens, not because you have given up and gone numb, but because there is a genuine peace that begins to settle in, a knowing that is hard to articulate, a sense of it is well even now. This peace is not manufactured by positive thinking. It is a transmission from the higher self. It is the soul recognizing that the work has reached a completion point. The second sign is an intensification of the energetic connection. Just before physical reunion or a significant breakthrough in the connection, many twin flames experience a surge in what I call the etheric bond. Dreams become more vivid and more frequent. You may feel your twin's presence around you strongly, even though they are physically distant. You may feel their emotions or their energy shifts in your own body. These are not signs of obsession. They are signs of the etheric cord activating more strongly. Pay attention to your dreams during this time. Dreams are one of the primary channels through which twin flame communication happens when the physical channels are closed. If your twin appears in your dreams in a loving, harmonious way, if the dream has a quality of resolution or reunion, that is significant. Not as a literal prediction, but as a reflection of what is happening at the soul level. The third sign is the proliferation of synchronicities. 11:11, 22:22. Certain songs at exactly the right moment, their name appearing in unexpected places, overhearing a conversation that speaks directly to your situation. Animals or natural phenomena that carry symbolic meaning, arriving precisely when you are thinking of them. Synchronicities are the language of the universe. They are the evidence that the intelligence, orchestrating this connection, is very much awake and very much working. When they intensify, when you start seeing them multiple times a day, that is a sign that the energetic field between you and your twin is highly activated. That movement is happening, even if it is invisible. The fourth sign is a sudden shift in your twin's communication or behavior. This one requires discernment because the ego loves to read too much into a simple high text. But sometimes there is a genuine quality shift. They reach out from a softer place. They say something that suggests they have been thinking. They make a gesture that is out of character for the running phase. Trust your intuition here, not your wishful thinking. Your intuition. There is a difference. Wishful thinking feels anxious and grasping. Intuition feels quiet and certain. The fifth sign is the activation of your heart chakra. The heart chakra, anahata, is the energetic center of unconditional love. As reunion approaches energetically, many twin flames experience a physical sensation in the heart center, a warmth, a vibration, a sense of expansion in the chest, sometimes accompanied by what feels like a current of electricity running from the heart outward. This is the heart chakra opening to hold a higher frequency of love, the love that is not need-based but free, not conditional but sovereign. When you begin to feel this opening in your heart, when you begin to feel expansive rather than contracted in relation to your twin flame, that is one of the most significant signs of all, because it means you have crossed a threshold. You are no longer loving them from a place of lack. You are loving them from wholeness, and that is the love that can sustain reunion. Let us close now with something sacred, with a transmission, because you have come here today not just for information. You have come here for something deeper. You have come here because your heart needed to remember. So close your eyes if you are able to. Place your right hand on your heart. Feel your heartbeat, that steady, ancient rhythm that has never abandoned you. Not once, not for a single second of your life. Your own heart has been here, beating, faithful, constant, through every moment of this journey. Now breathe, and I'm going to speak some words, not just to your mind, but to your soul. Receive them. You are not broken. The pain you are carrying is not evidence of brokenness. It is evidence of your capacity to love, and that capacity is sacred. Your twin flame is not lost to you. What is happening in the physical world is not the whole story. The whole story is being written at a level you cannot yet see with your eyes. Trust the author. You did not dream this connection. It is real. It has always been real. And reality at the soul level does not depend on physical proximity to remain true. The work you are doing right now, the healing, the growing, the returning to yourself, that is not a consolation prize. That is the main event. That is the actual mission. And you are doing it beautifully, even on the days when you cannot feel it. Repeat after me, in your heart if not with your voice. I release the need to control the timing of my reunion. I trust the intelligence of my soul and the wisdom of divine timing. I commit to my own healing and wholeness, not as a strategy, but as an act of love for myself. I am worthy of the love I seek, exactly as I am right now in this moment. I am patient with the journey. I am faithful to the connection. I am at peace with what I cannot control. And I am open, fully, completely, vulnerably open to the love that is already moving toward me, even now. Take a breath. You beautiful soul are not on this journey alone. You are held by something so much larger than this moment's pain. You are guided, you are loved, not just by your twin flame, but by the universe itself, which took great care in designing this particular journey for your particular soul. The separation will not last forever. Nothing that is separated in divine love stays separated eternally. What is meant to be joined will be joined in perfect time, in perfect wholeness. Until then, do your work, love yourself fiercely, live your purpose unapologetically, trust the unseen, and remember, you were never really separated. Not where it counts, not where it matters. At the soul level, there is no distance. There is no silence. There is only the endless, eternal recognition of two flames that belong to the same sacred fire. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for your openness, your courage, and your trust. This conversation continues. Your healing continues. And the love that brought you here, it continues too. Until next time, walk gently, love boldly, and never, not ever, stop believing in the miracle of your own becoming.